Hi, this is Jewish Prepper. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I wanted to make a quick video about a subject which is near and dear to my heart, and I haven't seen discussed so much on different channels. It is the collaboration between government, whether it be federal, state, or local, emergency management agencies, and the prepper community. For me, at first glance, it seemed like a natural sort of extension that they would work together, that they could help each other. I understand that there is somewhat of a hesitancy in the prepper community to deal with government, a little bit of a fear of government, and I understand all that. The flip side of that is that the government has a lot of resources, our resources, that our tax money that we pay for, these kind of things, that they produce all sorts of materials and internet resources that could be used by the prepper community. And I think that each person on their own level would be able to coordinate in some way with the possibly local emergency management or state or federal. Just an example, and this can be done semi-anonymously. Again, you could be doing it under an alias name if you wanted to. The federal government, FEMA, produces a lot of printed material regarding preparedness. I just ordered from FEMA for free a big package of some of the materials to look over. That included a guide called "Are You Ready?" It's an in-depth guide to citizen preparedness. A lot of it's basic, but for a beginner prepper, you might want to modify a few things. It's good stuff. It deals with all sorts of disasters, and I think that it's, even though it's a little bit outdated, it's from 2004, I think, August 2004, it's something that was produced with Citizens Corps, and I think it's good stuff. You know, it's free. Your tax dollar is paid for it. You might as well utilize it. There are even comic books / coloring books that are for different ages. This one's for 8 to 11. This one's from 4 to 7 about preparedness. Again, you may not agree with everything that's in here. You may want to modify some things, but it's a great resource. It's a free resource that can be used. You can order as many as you want from the federal government. An emergency supply list from FEMA. Again, basic resource. Homeland Security produces things like Preparedness Makes Sense. Of course, I understand that they look at many preppers as being possible domestic terrorists, so we have to obviously have some sort of balance between FEMA and Department of Homeland Security and our, the gap that's between them. Now I understand, it took me again a little bit of discussion with different preppers to understand where the gap comes from, and that the federal government is looking at disaster preparedness in a very short term. They're looking for how to prepare for a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, until the government on all its levels will come in and take over the situation and bring things back to normal. Obviously, the prepper community is more concerned about a lengthy, more I don't want to use the word apocalyptic, but it's something that's going to be life-changing, something that's going to be long-term, something where there may not be a government, those resources of the government at least, to come in and save you. So we're preparing for different things, and I understand where that sometimes leads to some confusion. But just again, these resources, CERT teams, citizens helping fire and EMS, food and water in an emergency. This was produced jointly with the American Red Cross, helping children cope with disasters, preparing for disaster. Ready, FEMA puts out preparing your pets for emergencies, how to do that. For older Americans, people with disabilities, how to prepare businesses for a disaster situation. Again, clearly we're talking about short-term disasters, but preppers should be prepared for everything, not just long-term, but also short-term disasters. And this material is all free. It's paid by us. There's no reason why we shouldn't take advantage of it. So now, like I said, I understand a little bit more where this hesitation comes from. There is that questioning about government, and if you look at even the coloring books here, and the beginning, it talks about disaster, and some of the words you need to know are authorities, which it describes as being, they are the people who are in charge of a place during a disaster. They keep people safe. They are the police, the firefighters, or the teachers. Officials are those people who hold important jobs in your area. They help carry out the rules we live by. Clearly, we're not talking about a raw situation. We're not talking about a situation where there's a total collapse of society. But, again, even if you want to modify these, it's a great resource. One last thing I wanted to discuss, I just found out about, is a app that you may not be aware of, which is called Zelo, Z-E-L-L-O. It's like hello with a Z in front. And you can create on that, it's like a walkie-talkie. Again, we're not talking about raw situation here when the internet's not going to be working, there's not going to be a power, electric grid. We're talking about, right now, coordination between different prepper groups, people that are interested in survival, people that are interested in preparedness. Zelo is a great resource. Basically, you can sign into Zelo. You have the app. You can create different channels. You either create your own channel, join another channel. I created one called Jewish Preppers. I'm Jewish Prepper. You're welcome to join my group. There's survival podcast groups. There's all different groups out there that talk like a walkie-talkie back and forth. It's like the old Nextel phones. That you're able to talk back and forth in groups and discuss different ideas. Not totally secure. I wouldn't say anything on this that I wouldn't say on a cell phone or anything else. But it's a good way to get a group together as a conference and discuss different ideas. I encourage you all to get that if you can, to join my group, and we'll try to come up with some more things that interest you. I'd like to get more feedback as far as what you're looking for. There's some exciting things coming up in my channel. We're trying to rebuild now our whole website, and I look forward to hearing more responses, more comments from you as far as what you were interested in. Specifically for Jewish Prepper, but in general, I'm open to all sorts of ideas. Please sign into Zelo, go onto my website, view my YouTube channels, and comment. Give me some feedback and let me know what you're looking for. Thank you very much. Again, for those fathers out there, happy Father's Day.